Who, you may ask, programmed in the all-important connection weights? Oh, you won't ask because you've been watching this channel. You know that God did it. I mean, pressures of natural selection, chance, and then also during your lifetime, these connections are changed, reinforced by reward, or pruned away by lack of use or punishment. The answer is no one. They are learned from experience. The network is trained by presenting it with many examples of different foods, together with the correct category provided by a teacher. The neonate network, born with small random weights, offers random feeble guesses. We're not talking about a human mind right now, because the human mind is not born with random, small random weights. But it has a learning mechanism that works by, anyway. But it has a learning mechanism that works by a getting warmer, getting colder rule. It compares each node's output with the correct value supplied by the teacher and nudges the weight up or down to close the gap. After hundreds of thousands of training examples, the connection weights settle into the best values, and the networks can get pretty good at classifying things. And so just to make it a little bit more fun, these words aren't really necessary, but just to make it a little bit more fun, we've got pi, which is which inhibits a voice, but not like fully shutting it down. I mean, I guess there is no. I dropped my phone. Okay, so we have pi, pye, which is the opposite of hype, hye, and uh, although there would be probably no sort of absolute inhibitory mechanism, I think there's some that we can describe as just having a reducing effect and having a more important reducing effect. Um, well, in my language, if we did think that that was useful, just some reducing effect would be pi, and some excitatory effect would be hype. And then near total or often total uh, inhibition would be pulse. And then, of course, we know the opposite of that is slap. Slap is that triggers it, it runs it. All right, great. Okay, so yeah. So getting warmer, getting colder rule. All right. But that's true only when the input features indicate the output categories in a linear, more is better, add 'em up way. It works for categories where the whole is the weighted sum of its parts, but it fails when a category is defined by trade-offs, sweet spots, winning combinations, poison pills, deal killers, perfect storms, or too much of a good thing. Even the simple logical connector exclusive or, X or Y but not both, is beyond the powers of a two-layer neural network, because Xness has to boost the output and Yness has to boost the output, but in combination, they have to pulse it. They have to squelch it. So while a simple network can learn to recognize carrots and cats, it may fail with an unruly category like vegetable. An item that's red and round is likely to be a fruit if it is crunchy and has a stem, like an apple, but a vegetable if it is crunchy and has roots, like a beet, or if it is fleshy and has a stem, like a tomato. And what combination of colors and shapes and textures could possibly rope in mushroom, spinach, cauliflower, carrots, and beefsteak tomatoes? A two-layer network gets confused by the crisscrossing patterns, jerking its weights up and down with each training example and never settling on values that consistently separate the members from the non-members. Okay. The problem may be tamed by inserting a hidden layer of neurons. You didn't think he was going to say like a magical consciousness, did you? All right, well, I'm going to cross my fingers if you thought that he doesn't say it, and also for you. The problem may be tamed by inserting a hidden layer of neurons between the input and the output, as shown on the next page. This changes the network from a stimulus-response creature to one with internal representations, concepts, if you will. Here, they might stand for cohesive intermediate categories like cabbage-like, savory fruits, squashes and gourds, greens, fungi, and roots and tubers, each with a set of input weights that allow it to pick out the corresponding stereotype, and strong weights to vegetable in the output layer.